Hydration is key. And when it comes to body water, here's why. It has inositol in it, which is good for your brain. It has niacinamide in it, which is excellent for your circulation. And just the water itself is excellent for your internal organs and your joints. It has 7 grams of carbs, which is excellent for your energy source while you're working out. And it has each and every B vitamin that you need to remain energetic. Body Aqua. Be bold, be brave, and be only daring to yourself.
You're live with Alvin After Dark, brought to you by BMW Freeport, located at 291 West Sunrise Highway in Freeport, New York. Please visit our service department located at 100 Cleveland Avenue in Freeport, New York. What's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing?
We're amazing.
You look amazing.
Thank you. I have this nice golden tan.
And where were you?
I was in La Romana, Dominican Republic.
How was it?
It was great. It was dope. It definitely was. It was a much-needed vacation.
Okay, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
I know that's what she was there for.
I definitely was. I was sitting on a beach enjoying a non-alcoholic lemonade.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. On Mother's Day. I was loving it. I mean, I would have loved to have been with the kids, but you know, I'm with them every day. Every day is Mother's Day, so it was kind of cool to get celebrated.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Are you relaxing?
I was. Much needed. Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's up, man? How you doing?
Excellent.
How you feeling?
Excellent.
Well, I'm trying to share the feed on my page right now. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm kind of lost in the moment. But real quick, we have a great show for you tonight. Definitely have a serious show as well, but we have a guest as well. Friends of the show is Friends Support of the ISIS of Belize, also BIG Belize Independence Group. And once again, we have a good show. It's going to be a very, very serious show. I'm going to share it on my page in a second. I can't figure it out. I'm trying to get myself together. But we have a guest this evening as well for the first 10 minutes or so. We have a guest this evening, and Madeline. Good evening. How you doing?
Good evening.
And we'll get her in a second. And
There she is.
There
Hi.
she is. Hey, how are you? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Well, you look great.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Well,
She got that natural tan. See, she don't got to work
does.
for that. I got to work for it.
well, we have a great show. Well, Madeline has you have a jewelry collection.
Yes.
And tell us about it.
It's actually an online boutique.
It's an online boutique?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And let's tell us about it.
It's a jewelry boutique.
Okay.
Major body jewelry.
Okay.
Chokers, earrings, rings, footwear. A little bit of everything.
Okay, yeah, I saw some hold tops too.
Yeah.
Something kind of sexy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I wish we had some models modeling that.
Yeah.
Well, we do.
Next time.
We do. That's right, we do.
Yeah, they both are wearing the product.
Well, actually, I am wearing something from her line, and it's this beautiful choker. So I don't know when you know it comes back to us and it gets
Yes.
a little closer. You can explain
Yes.
them
Yes.
what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Definitely. And once again, we have a good show this evening. Thank you, LA. And actually our show is we're going to introduce Madeline and her online boutique, and once again, we thank her for coming out. And once again, to our sponsor, Body Aqua, and also our major sponsor, my man, Being the Me hats.
Yes.
There you go.
All day,
Got my being
all day.
every
All
day.
day.
Every day.
And we're definitely we're gonna talk about some serious topics, and Madeline's gonna join us with those serious topics. But we're gonna actually have her talk about her jewelry line and her online boutique. And now your jewelry line, we can find you on Instagram where?
Love Jewels Boutique.
At Love Jewels Boutique.
Yes.
Okay. And I know we have some stuff that you brought with you,
Yes.
and we're gonna check it out.
Yes.
Okay, good. And it's going to be part of our show. I know our show is actually going to have a serious show. We're going to talk with Madeline for about 10 minutes or so and show off what Kim is wearing. But our topic for tonight is, why is America afraid to address racism? But before we do that, we're going to go and see what Miss Madeline has. And what's it called again? I'm sorry.
Love Jewels Boutique.
And we're going to see what the Love
We actually have a
Jewels
picture
Boutique.
of the Instagram.
Yes, what do we have on the photo collection? Now,
There it is.
Now, what is that right there, Madeline?
Okay, that's my Instagram.
Okay. And can you raise that picture up for LA or no?
He can go
Okay.
to the next picture because I think the next ones after that are the
Okay.
actual pieces.
Okay. Now, what is that?
That's also a body piece jewelry. That's called the Charlotte.
Okay, I like the
Charlotte bra necklace with choker.
I like Charlotte.
Charlotte looks good. Ooh.
That's the mermaid brulette.
That's the. I'm seeing a lot of women wearing that I'm seeing a lot of women wearing that. And you have a little wardrobe out. Don't do the Janet Jackson
No,
on
you
this.
can't.
Don't do Janet on this. I'm telling you right now.
And that one wasn't on purpose.
Exactly. we ain't afraid of nipples here on the show here.
This one is very nice.
Right here, this is the Lola. That's the Lola bra necklace.
That is sharp.
And
That's hot.
she's matching that up. Actually, she's pairing it up with the triple choker.
Okay.
That's dope.
No, there was more.
So she definitely has some more stuff. And once again, real quick, we have some people who will tune in real quick. Hey, Brett Mitchell, what's going on, brother? I see you. Yvette Roman, we see you. Thomas Maldonado, what's going on? What's going on? How you feeling? So once again, before we get into our topic this evening, we're going to have Miss Madeline walk over to the stage, and she's going to show us her jewelry line, her online boutique, and she's going to talk about it briefly, and then we'll go straight into our topic for the night, because it's definitely going to be a very serious topic for the night. She's going to join us and talk to us, I'm
It's a
sure.
little different. Little change.
little
change
change.
up from our usual conversation.
Exactly. So once again, please go to the stage, and we'll see what
We'll follow you later.
we'll definitely follow you later.
She's having every
She's
kind of
having a wardrobe malfunction
I
over
didn't see
there.
that. I didn't see that. You're good.
Y'all ain't see that though. she got the Janet Jackson on us at the Super Bowl.
Everybody, don't forget to share, comment, and call.
Yes, please.
If you have any questions.
Definitely, please share our feed on your feed, please. Our show on your feed, and definitely please share.
Oh, Samantha, hey, thank you.
good.
Samantha says, go Maddie and Kim. Samantha's my cousin. She's showing us love all the way from Buffalo.
Oh, right, Buffalo. Is it cold up
Buffalo.
there? I'm sure it is.
It probably is. It's always cold there. Even when it's hot out here, it's cold out there.
I'm
So
sure
shout
it
out to
is.
Sammy. Love you. Hey Rico, thank you for the necklace. You like? Maddie's gotta say has to explain this necklace because this
Oh, that's the
necklace
harlot.
is a. There you go.
The harlot choker.
It fits.
Yeah.
Well, how
right?
much is the harlot?
The harlot, I think that one is priced at 30.
Okay, good pricing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good
and it's
pricing.
beautiful. It's very good
Competitive.
quality.
Definitely, yeah, good
It's
price.
really nice, and it goes so well with my tan. What do you guys think? You think it's hot?
I think it's sexy.
Yeah.
I like how
What's
y'all.
your tan?
I like how y'all said choker.
I like how you say
I
choker.
mean, I like a choker.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
I know.
you do.
I know.
I do.
She likes to be choked. I ain't mad at you, girl.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. What happens behind closed doors stays behind closed
Yes,
doors.
Lord, baby Jesus.
Like they say, a lady never talks. Right?
She never does. No, she doesn't.
Apparently, people think, did your mics get bigger? Something changed on the set. Really? Did the mics get bigger?
Yo, this mad close to everybody's face.
Maybe
tonight.
because we're like, hi.
Mic check 1, 2.
And she probably has her screen on like
A
on
thousand?
big screen.
I know,
yeah.
right? Big
Oh,
screen,
okay.
right?
It should, I'll move it.
Definitely,
I'll
definitely.
move it. Yes, we're ready for you, Madeline.
Okay. Well, we're going to start off with the mini camel sole top. That's also trending right now.
That's so nice.
This one's available at Love Juice Boutique. The color you see here displayed, it's gold. We have it available in rose gold and silver. This right here is the Larid choker. It's a two-piece. It comes with the choker and the necklace. Available in gold and silver. Here we have the chokers. This one is
their
the
favorite
electric.
word, chokers. There it is.
Yes.
She said it like 3 times already. Patrick, how do you feel?
The triggers. You have set off the triggers.
Chokers.
Yeah.
Chokers are the
It's
thing.
several of them.
Yeah.
The one that I actually have on is called the Jezebel choker. This
You
one right here
Jezebel.
is the Vanessa.
Yes, Vanessa.
The electric rose gold, the electric blue.
I love the,
The electric
blue.
blue.
Yeah,
blue,
that
love
one's
it.
phenomenal on. Then we also have here the mermaid brulette, which is available in rose gold and multicolor.
Those are hot too. And you can
Yeah.
wear that. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to wear that like to the beach or anything. You
No,
can wear that.
You can pair this up for your man with some lingerie or nude. You can pair this up with your favorite swimsuit.
We can't see you, boo.
favorite
Move
outfit.
over.
This one
There
right
you
here
go.
is the multi
I like that one.
mermaid brulette.
Fellas,
Where
I
does
like
that go?
that one.
Well, yeah, where does that go?
Can you show us where that goes? Can you? try that on? You're off the. Yeah, there you go. Let's see how that works.
That's hot. I mean, and do you think like does this cater to like women with small breasts, big breasts? Like, do you think that a woman with big breasts could wear something like that?
I absolutely
Definitely.
think she could. Yes. I
okay.
agree.
It
Good
all
answer.
depends. It all depends on her
Perhaps we
her
can talk
size
all
of her
night.
back.
Right.
But if she's big, I have friends of mine that have pretty big breasts, and they've purchased a few of them.
Okay, good. So
it's
good to
Tomas-
know because listen,
Tomas
it
wants
looks
to know how much is that one.
He wants
Which
to
one?
buy one for his girl.
I guess the one that you just put up, the
The
bralette.
mermaid brulettes, those are priced at 40.
Good
And
price.
then I have
but
the
they're great quality, really good
yes.
quality.
I actually have the shimmer one on. I can't really put it down, but this one's called the shimmer brulette.
Put it
And
wherever
it's
you want. Put it where you
see-through.
want to put it.
Yes.
Yes,
See-through.
and I have
That
it
one
in
is
silver and
dope.
gold as well. Yes.
And your earrings?
And these are called the bling hoops. They're available at Love Juice Boutique.
Such a good
And then some bracelets on here. And you can find some more on the website.
The one that Maddie has on.
I have several pieces from Madeline's collection, and everything is good quality. I've also advertised for her like at work
What
and
kind of
friends.
compliments you get back on it?
I get really good feedback,
That's
really good.
important.
And she's a really good business person. Like, you know, she's always offering incentives, free gifts. You know, she delivers, she ships. So there's no,
Yeah,
like,
we're
She's very
currently shipping at
you're
the
accommodating. She's
I've gone with her to Jersey, to the Bronx. We
Yeah.
spent the whole Sunday.
Yes.
We've made a whole day out of delivering. So there's nowhere that she won't go. Like,
How about some
this
kid-
is a really dope.
That's a good way to get
And
you
we do
guys to
have a
come
flat
over.
rate on shipping, $6.99. The website should be up and running soon. I did say that maybe like a month prior.
That's fine.
But I'm still uploading some things, getting familiar with some things before I open it up to the public.
Okay.
Inez V. Cruz says the one Maddie has on looks good.
She says, I get really, really good feedback. Of course.
Oh,
It's
actually,
good.
these earrings I have on too are from my Love Juice Boutique as well.
Nice.
Everything is really, really good.
Thank you.
Excellent.
So, and once again, where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Love Juice Boutique. And like I said, the website should be up and running. It's Big Cartel, Love Juice Boutique as well.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
And my email,
Yes, please, what's your email?
lovejuiceboutique@yahoo.com.
You can also look on our Facebook pages because we also shared the information on there. So if you have any
Yeah,
questions,
some of the
you can.
pieces.
Exactly.
And once again, if you're tuning in right now, please share our video on your page, please, so everyone can check it out. Check it out. You can always catch it back again on our page on Facebook.
That's
Yes,
right.
absolutely.
Support. Please support small businesses. Please support.
That's right. Definitely support these entrepreneurs. Definitely. So you can spend all the money you spend on other big name brands.
Thomas
Support-
is really interested in the bikini.
Oh, actually, Thomas, that we have the rhinestone bezeled out thong that goes with the top piece.
Thomas.
And also some garter belts that match up with it
I
as well.
saw those.
So if he wants to get that for his
significant
special
other.
woman, he can.
He
It's
says
available.
yes.
It's available.
Okay,
He said
he's got to go to the website. I've
Yes.
seen the pictures. Do you
Yes.
have those pictures displayed on your website?
On
actually,
I have them on my Instagram.
oh, you
Yeah.
do.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so then there you go. Go on
Yes, I
our
have the
Instagram and
set.
look.
And they can pair up the thong and the garter belts with any
Oh
bra
my-
that they
I've
want.
seen them.
yes.
They're
Can you
hot.
spell it? I'm gonna put the Instagram on the chart in the group chat. So it's at
At LUV
LUV
JEWELS
JEWELS.
BOUTIQUE.
We see you, boo.
I love Jules boutique.
Yes.
Posted.
And Flock Miller says I need to get one of those for my lady.
Okay.
Also, Matt Dempsey's tuning in. Thank Matt Dempsey for tuning in. Thank you very much.
Listen, I'm a girl, right? Clearly.
You are definitely.
And I
right.
would be very impressed if someone came with one of those pieces for even
you
a
know-
choker like
that-
this.
is
But
that
you
a
know
hint?
what's funny? That
that a
a
hint?
lot of my clientele that I have are men.
man.
That they come and they buy footwear for their women, foot jewelry, bralettes, the
That's
thongs,
interesting,
the
foot
chokers.
jewelry.
Yeah.
That's good. Hi, men. Take a hint.
Take a
Hello.
hint. Well, once again, I want to thank Madeline for coming out with us. So we get back to it towards the end of the evening, and we have a very, very serious show for you tonight, and it's not something we don't normally do. But once again, the show is all about entertainment, health, fashion, and relationships, and we're going to do some sports as well. But one of the things that we're going to talk about tonight is why is America afraid of addressing racism? And with so much going on in the world, you guys know I always Google stuff and get information from other sites, and I try to, get a lot of information and just, make sure I'm getting the right information. And so much came up, and it was unbelievable, excuse me, what came up. It's funny because I'm going to read you some things that I found to be very, very remarkable. Excuse me. Racism and ethnic discrimination in the United States has been a major issue since the colonial era and the slave era. Legally or socially sanctioned privileges and rights were given to white Americans but denied to Native Americans, African Americans, Asian Americans, and Hispanic Latino Americans. European Americans, particularly white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, were granted exclusive privileges in matters of education, immigration, voting rights, citizenship, land acquisition, and criminal procedure over periods of time extending from the 17th century all the way to the 1960s. However, non-Protestant immigrants from Europe, particularly Irish people, Poles, and Italians, suffered xenophobic exclusion and other forms of ethnicity based on discrimination in American society, and until the 1960s were not considered white at all. In addition, Middle Eastern American groups like Jews and Arabs have faced continuous discrimination in the United States, and as a result, some people belonging to these groups do not identify themselves as even being called white. East and South Asians have similarly faced racism in America. Major radically and ethnically structured institutions included slavery, segregation, the American Indian Wars, Native American reservations, Native American boarding schools, immigration, naturalization laws, and internment camps. Formal racial discrimination was largely banned in the mid-20th century and came to be perceived as socially unacceptable and or morally repugnant as well. Racial politics remain as a major phenomenon, and racism continues to be reflected in socio-economic inequality. Racial stratification continues to occur in employment, housing, education, lending, and government. In the view of the United States Human Rights Network, a network of scores that United States Civil Rights and Human Rights Organization, discrimination in the United States permeates all aspects of life and extend to the communities of color. While the nature of the views held by average Americans have changed much over the past several decades. Surveys by organizations such as ABC News have found that even recently, large section of Americans felt self-admit to holding discriminatory viewpoints. For example, 2007 article by the organization stated that about 1 in 10 admitted to holding prejudice against Hispanic and Latino Americans, and about 1 in 4 did regarding in Arab Americans.
It's a lot.
It is amazing because, and it's like racism is taboo. We won't discuss it. We won't talk about it. And this article actually came from Wikipedia, and it's saying that every single race that came here has been discriminated against on a continual basis by WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant white men. The Italians, when they came here, was discriminated. Jews, the Arabs, you know. So we're gonna show you some pictures briefly, real quick. We're gonna tune in. Tiffany Perry, thank you for tuning in. Michael Santiago, thanks for tuning in. Victor Marinez, what's going on? Victor, once again, he's recovering. So I want to say have a good recovery from surgery. But we're gonna talk about it. And if you feel the need to chime in and on the Facebook thread, please chime in. And we're gonna show some pictures briefly. We could any picture from left to right that you want to show, LA. So this is actually very interesting. So the reality star says that she will not date any black man, but she's black. So, and that's always been a topic.
We were talking about that on the way here because obviously we knew the
Yeah.
topic. And we were saying that there are people that are dark that do not want, like let's say a grandmother does not want her grandchild to date a black man. Because according to them, it's like he said when we were coming here, it becomes a more difficult life.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Speak on it.
We didn't know the reason behind it, but he broke it down for us.
He did break
And
it down for us,
he
and
brought
it was
awareness because
interesting because
it's
I
my
know
perspective.
people that
Yeah.
have not been allowed, so to speak, to date men or women of color because their family says no. And we're not talking about Caucasian people. We're talking about
within our race.
Yeah, exactly. Spanish
Within
people,
our
Dominican
race, yeah.
people. You know, so it's always been kind of weird to me. I'm like, but I don't get it.
Exactly.
But not that it makes it right, but he
it
broke
is.
it down to what it is, and it's what society kind of
That's all it is.
instills in us
There you
to
go.
be the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
So
So what did you say in the car?
I mentioned to him that their parents want a better life for your kids.
Okay.
So if they're giving black men hard time and they're stereotyping watching, why would you want your daughter to be with somebody and who's gonna cause problems to their family?
right.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it makes sense because it was branded like that. So every time you saw it on the news, every time you saw a black dude, hat, Yankee hat, this, that, and the third. So when people see it, they automatically think something. But see, some people not from the streets. So you're supposed to kind of look at the guy's shoes. If you see his Tim's is messed up, yeah, you better run.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, you better
Okay.
run. But then if you see him like wearing a Yankee hat, same thing. They don't know the difference. You know what I mean? Like so people don't. So they'll just size it up. But
That's unfortunate,
you know what
but
I mean?
it is.
That was a joke, but you know.
It is. I missed it. It's unfortunate because it is what society kind of instills in you. It is unfortunate because I'm raising a son who's Dominican and Puerto Rican. I'm raising a daughter who's Dominican and Puerto Rican. So they're obviously they don't fit that mold, but they don't fit the mold of a Caucasian person,
Okay.
so to speak. But it's tough.
Here we go. We got a caller.
You're live with Alvin After Dark. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
We can't
Wait,
hear
come
you.
back
Hey, we
again.
can't hear you. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
You're gonna have to lower your radio.
Santiago.
Hey, Mike Santiago, what's going on, brother? I need you to turn down your computer in the back so we can hear you.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, we popped.
All right, I
it.
lowered
We say
it.
that. We popped
Okay, so what's going on, brother? Okay, where you calling from, brother?
Calling from New York, right? Bronx.
Okay, talk to us.
All right, so I'm calling because we're talking about the topic about dating a black man, dating a black woman. I personally think, and I'm saying this based off of experience, that culture plays a big part in that too. I think a lot of times the culture, the way we're brought up as Hispanics, and then obviously African Americans and everybody else, that plays a huge part. And I think that is also what affects those relationships in the long term.
Okay.
This is my opinion.
Okay.
But
I
isn't
mean, we
that
could sit there, because here's the thing, we could sit there and say, the Yankee hat and all this and that. I mean, the Spanish moms, they look out the window and they see what they see in the streets. They're gonna think what they want to think, but at the end of the day, I mean, that's really what bothers. You know what I mean? Me personally, if I get with somebody and I can't go and I say, yo, let's go dance some salsa, and she don't know what salsa is, we got a problem.
And that's culture. I hear you. You're right.
Let's go.
It is. It is. I
So
wanna
wait,
go
so
eat
does
some
that
mango.
mean
What's
that you don't date outside of your race? Because
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
And where you from?
Puerto Rican.
I'm from the Bronx,
Where's your family from?
from Puerto Rico.
From Puerto Rico. He's Puerto Rican. So
Yeah,
so,
Puerto
so you don't date black women. You don't date Dominican women.
I love a black woman, but I won't date her.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question.
Ain't nothing wrong with
What if
that.
she know how to
I
dance
love
salsa?
that.
What if she know how to do that? What if she bust a move on you?
That what?
What if she
She knows
busts a
how to
move on
dance.
you? Like she learns it and she learns the dancing. Like
she's trying to impress you. She
'Cause-
wants to take lessons.
yeah, she takes lessons and she impresses you and does it and blows your
I
mind
mean,
and does it.
dancing salsa is just half. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to eat a lot of different type of foods. You know, and don't get me wrong. It's not that I never gave it a chance. I did give it a chance, and that was a big problem. You know, I don't want to eat that. I don't eat that. I can't go there. No, I don't like that. I don't understand what they're
Oh
saying.
yeah, there's
This
people
is
like
your
that.
problem.
I got
Nah.
that people in
Now-
my own race.
Now, see, now, Michael, before you hang up, my one of my bros, my fraternity brothers, is from Puerto Rico. He is Puerto Rican,
Right.
full blown Puerto Rican, and he will tell you that I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm black.
Okay.
I mean, you know what? But that exists, because if you go to Loíza in Puerto Rico, that entire town is black. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It's and I respect that. Somebody says that, I respect that. my grandfather's a very, very dark Hispanic. You know what I mean? He's black.
Okay.
But I mean, again, though, the culture is different. You know what I mean? You could be very dark skinned. It's not about the skin. To me, it's not about the skin, because you could be Puerto Rican and be dark skinned, and I'll be attracted to you because we have the same culture. We have the same interest in things.
Got
Right.
you. So you're saying you won't date?
It's not about color. I don't really. The color don't matter. Everything
Got
gonna
you.
look the same. You know what I'm saying?
I was just so you wouldn't date a black American woman. That's what you're saying.
African American, no.
Got you. I got you.
When the
Okay.
culture, well, he's saying the culture
I
is
understand.
different,
That's
and
right.
then
I
I
get
hear that.
it.
I get that big time because you're used to certain
Things.
things, and it's you kind of like fall in love with a girl who's similar to your mom.
To your mom.
Exactly.
And
Well, I mean,
if she
that-
doesn't-
That's where I was
Right,
going
like-
with that.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with it.
I've been in the Navy 21 years, so I trust me. I've dated outside of I've dated outside of the Puerto Rican, and it just never, for some reason, has never worked. You know,
You know
what
what
I'm
you
saying?
like now.
Got you. I understand.
You know what
No,
you
I-
like.
At that point, you
listen,
gotta stop trying.
listen, we understand what you're saying. Thanks for calling, Michael, and good hearing from you, brother.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
good topic,
Thanks
man.
for the
Thanks for
support.
calling. Yes, sir.
Later.
Dope.
So that's Michael Santiago. I think we went to school with him because he said, "Is that Kim Sense?"
No, we didn't go to school with him.
Oh, we didn't?
No.
Okay. Tomas Maldonado said, think about race that was already here, like Native Americans. Brent Mitchell says, we do it to ourselves. We have African American, Asian American, Mexican American, et cetera, and the most of these categories are born in America or are American citizens. I am black. Hey, Roy, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Definitely appreciate
Okay,
it.
I have a question for Brent though.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm naive. I don't know. What exactly do you mean by we categorize ourselves by race and not by nationality?
So I guess
Yeah.
we'll answer that when he answers it. But I one of the things that I get, right? I'm Caribbean. I'm black. We grew up knowing that we're black, and one of the things that Black American, I'm saying Black Americans, is because my hair texture is different. I'm from Belize. I'm from the Caribbean.
That's a good point.
So when we're out, we've been out. Someone says you're not black because your hair's straight. What is that?
I
You know?
wanted to ask you about that because my son is half Belizean.
Yeah.
And his last name is Smith.
Got you.
Being around the family, they consider themselves black.
That's right.
They speak Creole.
That's right. We talk Creole.
But a lot of them speak Spanish.
Because of location wise.
Yeah.
So since Belize is on the coast of the Caribbean Sea in the Caribbean Basin and shares Central America with the other 6 countries in Central America, Belize is the only country in Central America that's not a Spanish country. We were
Okay.
governed by the British. The other
That
countries
I
were
know.
colonized by the Spanish. The Spanish felt that there was nothing there for them, so the British colonized Belize, calling
Okay.
it British Honduras. But when you look up Belize, Belize says Belizean people are a descent from African, Amerindian, Indian, and Asian. Hispanic is not even there.
Wow. Okay. Because his great grandmother has straight hair and speaks Spanish.
Well,
Well, she
because-
passed, but when I've seen pictures.
Because the Indians were there first, obviously,
Yeah.
and then the Africans came and they migrated, and that's why on our flag you have a yellow man and the woodcutters are yellow and black.
Yeah.
And that signifies the woodcutters of the mahogany tree, the strength. But that's, so when I meet someone, they say, "Oh, you're not black because your hair's straight."
So to define being black, you
You have to have nappy hair.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the
That
craziest
defines
thing.
you. Yeah, it is. It is.
And that we do to
Ignorance,
ourselves.
but-
Brainwash
you know.
again.
Exactly.
Okay. That's all it is.
And we as culture,
It's culture. Exactly.
Because
It's learned. It's
Exactly.
instilled. Yeah. Like that could be, not to sound terrible, but I have heard as well, like for instance, someone like myself, I have good hair. I have heard people not wanting someone like myself, as far as like a parent, not getting with a black man or even a Dominican man.
'Cause your hair's gonna be- I heard
Because
that
your
before.
hair's
I've
gonna be
experienced
nappy or
it from the
something.
Dominican culture because I'm half Puerto Rican and half Dominican. And being around Dominican men growing up, they were very territorial with us. You can't date a black man. That's unacceptable. You're not supposed to.
And
But
Dominicans
half
are
of them are black with different texture hair,
The only thing that separates Haiti and Dominican Republic
It's
is
like this.
is the bridge.
Yeah.
One or
In an hour.
It is.
Because we crossed the bridge is an hour.
and half his side was colonized by the French. Your side was colonized by the Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now going back to what we were talking about, if you look at the Caribbean Sea, the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea, we all fit in the Caribbean. It's called the Caribbean Basin. For instance, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and Cuba is a part of the West Indies. They don't claim the West Indies, but they are part of the West Indies.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
Yeah, but you know.
But they don't claim it.
Yeah, don't
That's what
claim.
I'm saying.
Because you want to claim what's popping. Well, you want to claim what's
Puerto
you feel
Rico's
is like-
popping, okay?
what you feel like what's
Dios
royalty.
Wepa.
You know.
Exactly, wepa.
And once again, if you're just tuning, like I said, we're talking about why is America afraid to address racism, and I think that we are, and especially Black America. I'm saying Black America now because we do it to ourselves. We forget that we, as people of culture, of African and Spanish and descent and Indian descent, that we come in all color, shapes, and sizes, and
We
people
do.
fail to realize
I have
that.
something to say.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree that we're afraid. I just think that we kind of feel like, or me personally, I'm not saying that I wouldn't defend myself if someone actually came at me with something that made me uncomfortable as far as discussing me being Puerto Rican or my children being half Dominican and half Puerto Rican. I just feel like, what can I do? You know what I mean? Like, what can I do? It's gonna exist no matter where I go, no matter where my children go.
How can we
It's
change
like
this?
today I went in a store, we were talking about this, and I mean, I don't think you could say anybody looks like a thief, but I know all of a sudden I was looking at lipstick, and one of the workers came over and started like shuffling stuff, and I'm like, all of a sudden she wants to clean makeup? Like, I'm confused. Like, does she think I was gonna steal? I could have took that offensively, like, is she following me? Because obviously I didn't look like this. I had on a t-shirt, a pair of jeans, some sneakers. Maybe she thought I don't really know.
Yeah.
But I think my thing is, now what am I gonna say to her? Are you following me because you think I'm gonna steal? Like, I kind of don't know.
Can't say that.
Right? I don't know if it's that we don't want to address it. For me personally, I just don't really know how. Like, I wouldn't really even know how to start.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing. I agree with what she says. It's either you're an activist and you dedicate your life to it.
That's right.
Or you just be a good person and be nice to everybody.
And don't
A
steal.
quick little story. I was in Kohl's last month, and I really wasn't in the best mood.
Okay.
And I'm looking for sneakers, and this little black girl comes up to me, and she's like, "Look at my sneakers. They're all sparkly." And I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't in the best mood, but I didn't want her. I didn't want to leave her with the impression that that white guy was nasty.
And that's what would have happened.
So I said, "Oh wow, they look so pretty." She's like, "Well, my mommy bought them for me." I says, "Oh, you got a great mommy." And then I turned, and her mother was watching, and like I felt good. You know what I'm saying?
And I bet you her mom was inspired.
I kind of, you know what I'm saying? I says, I don't want to leave a bad impression. So I was just nice to the girl, and her mother was watching the whole time.
And that's when she said, "That's your daddy."
That's another show.
But anyway, it was just a nice moment.
It was, and if you wouldn't have said anything to that girl,
but you felt good.
would have been
I
an
felt good.
arrogant
You know,
white
I'm like,
man
I
that didn't want to deal with
I
the
was
black
like, you know
little
what?
girl.
I'm glad I pushed my bad mood out of the way, and I played
know-
with the
Good
for
girl,
you.
and she.
But-
I might have kirked out on the
Wait a
little
minute.
girl.
Wait a minute. If she would have been a black woman, not a child, would you have done the same thing? Like if she would
That's
have.
how she looked.
Yeah,
No.
I would have been nice regardless because I don't like, as far as I'm concerned, I like to leave a good impression with everybody. I don't
everybody.
want.
And you do.
All kids should get that treatment.
And
You know?
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
If you really want to see how to stop racism, look at children. Children are innocent, and they don't see color. All they see is that this person is my height, my eye level, and I want to play.
Listen, when I was in elementary school, I went to, and people that live in the Bronx might understand, I went to elementary school on Gun Hill Road. Okay? You see, I'm white. I'm whiter than this.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. Like, I was in kindergarten, I look back at pictures, I was the only white girl in the class. But I didn't see that until now that I look at it, I'm like, damn, I was the only little white girl in this class. And I was there all the way up until the 3rd grade, and there was maybe another little white girl and me, and that's it. But like you said, I didn't see like this
Color.
is my black friend or I'm the only white girl. I didn't feel self-conscious because kids do kind of get bullied. Nobody bullied me. It kind of was just like, Nobody really noticed
But
that
there
I was
are
a little
some
white girl with light
children-
hair, you know?
There are some children that are cruel.
They are cruel because
And
They
they're
are.
being brought up in a household that they're teaching them that.
That's right.
And they're being exposed to it.
Well,
Because I've witnessed it. My
there
son has
is.
witnessed it.
There is.
And it does exist.
There's
That
a little
does
boy
exist,
in my
yeah.
son's.
It starts
in-
from the household.
It starts
They're
from
being
the
exposed
No, it's
to it and they're
true.
hearing it on a daily basis in conversations.
Yeah.
They're going to bring that, to school, into the play field.
Absolutely.
One of my
You
son's
know?
friends, he's Mexican, and there was a little girl in his class that was saying that we don't like Mexicans. You need to go back to your country. She's in the 3rd grade. And this is what she was saying. And he would come home every day crying, and the mother didn't know why. And finally, he admitted to what it was. And it was that the parents were talking about these things.
What was little boy? He was white.
Mexican.
Oh,
And the little girl was white.
Okay.
She doesn't know what she's talking about.
No,
she doesn't know the damage that does. She doesn't know what that really means. But they had to call the parents in. That's unacceptable. And it was because they were having conversations about Mexicans.
Got you.
I don't even know necessarily that it was that they were saying that they were against it, but maybe that's just things that she hears on TV because it's all over.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I feel like, not that racism is something that started yesterday, but I feel like there's more of it ever since Trump
No,
became
you know what
president,
happened
and there's
was-
more exposure
No.
of it.
It's
It's been
there.
around.
No, I'm not
We
saying it
have
hasn't been
camera
around.
phones, we have social
I
media.
guess, but I feel like I see it more
so
all
we
over
get to
social
see
media
it now more and
as
hear about
since
it
Trump
more.
has been president.
Real quick, Brent had said every time you fill out one of those forms of application.
Oh, I hate that.
Exactly.
yeah.
He says every time you fill out one of
Yeah.
those forms or applications, the what does of the race category say? I filled out one this week alone that asks, "What are you, American, Indian, Asian, African American, Hispanic, multiracial?" It's crazy. It says being from Trinidad, racism is real there too. They call blacks African. They call them Black African. Our nationality is where we are from. Color shouldn't mean anything, but most blacks are always thrown into the African pool, which is true. There's so many. You're Haitian. I'm Belizean. And I remember when Brent first came to America, we used to tease Brent because of his accent, but I had an
Nice.
accent too. But because he had a thick Trinidadian accent, we would tease him. But I tease him based on him just being my friend. So it wasn't a bad teasing him. He'll tell you, but we just teased him because he had a real strong accent. We loved it. It wasn't like teasing
I love
because
those accents.
because he was,
A little close.
like sound different. But we all had a Caribbean accent growing up. Marisol's watching. Maria, hey, what's going on? Erica Jordan was watching. Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
William Juan for
So
New
I
Rose
have
on.
another comment as far as, because I was, you told me about this topic and I was talking about it with my coworkers, and sometimes I feel like, I don't want to say that. Okay, so for instance, I work in a management company, and I feel, because in watching all these videos and people saying that, we're in America, you need to speak English, this is my country, this is not your country, things like that. I kind of feel like some people are that way without wanting to be that way.
That's right.
So, for instance, I've been guilty, and I'll admit it, I've been guilty. I work in a management office, and we have all kinds of people renting apartments. We have white people, we have black people, and we're talking about Africans, Dominicans, whatever it is.
Okay.
There's people that come in owing thousands and thousands of dollars of rent, and will sit there and look at you and say, I don't speak it, or I don't understand what you're saying, or, whatever. Basically, there's some type of disconnect
Language
with,
barrier.
right.
Got you.
But they will know how to go to welfare. They will know how to go to Medicaid. They will know how to get food stamps. They will come real quick with the letter that they'll understand.
But when they owe
So-
that money.
Right.
No,
so
I'll be like
I've
this.
been guilty of being upset.
At those people.
And wanting to say, like, you're in America. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know all these things, but you don't know how to speak English. All
They
of
know
a
the
sudden,
system
all
more.
of a sudden, you need to go to court and you need an interpreter because you don't know English.
Joe
But
don't
you
say.
know, but do you understand, like, my frustration? I work, I have a mortgage, I have a car payment, I have bills. I can go to welfare and ask them to help me, but these I don't want to say these people because that's terrible.
Say these people.
But
These
people
people.
that come from other countries have the ability to go
Come
and
here
kind of,
and
act
take
like they
advantage
don't.
of the system.
My point. So
What's wrong with that?
I feel guilty sometimes.
Well, it's the system's fault because the system
It
is
is.
set up.
Set up.
It's set up in a way where
Yeah.
once you get on the system,
To keep you there.
it keeps you there.
Yeah.
It's set up that way.
But and you're right, because people get bailed out 3 and 4 times, sometimes within 2 years. Like, listen, after you get bailed out once, come on.
My
But it's just, it frustrates me because I feel bad because I'm a human being. Before anything else, I'm a human being. Like, I'm going to treat you accordingly. But I feel bad because sometimes I get angry and I don't take action on it. But there's been times that I've been like, oh, you don't know how to speak English, but you know how to go to welfare. That's real nice. I've known to be a little slick with my mouth, and I feel bad.
What are you gonna say?
No, I just feel like you got to know you have motivation. You want to do stuff, so you're used to working. You have confidence about working. You could go get any job. You're a go-getter. You could make it happen. Cool.
Thanks.
Then there's some people that just get caught up in the system. They get caught up in the system. They get lazy. They're not eating like the right food, so they're eating a lot of sugar. They're getting depressed. They're drinking. They're smoking. Whatever they're doing, so they don't have the energy, the ambition to go get anything. So that system is set up to keep you on there, to keep you the vibe low for all the other kids to watch you do that, and the cycle continues. You only become what you see.
Gotcha.
It's called epigenetics. You learn that from the outside environment. So me hanging with Alvin, one day I'm going to want to just sell cars because I'm just around them all the time. And then you just want to sell
Jobs
cars.
available?
No,
But my thing is,
entrepreneurs
does it make
around.
me a bad person to feel that way? Like, am I the only one that feels like that?
No, you're not. You're not.
Because
yeah.
it's just it's to me it's disheartening. Like, I wake up every morning, I go to work. It's like when we were talking about the hospital bills, that I got a $6,000 hospital bill. What did I say to the girl? It's better for me to quit my job and get Medicaid. She's like, yep.
She was like, yep.
Because if you had Medicaid, this would be paid for.
Yep.
William Wan says racism will never die because there is no unity amongst African Americans. Tim Lewis, what's going on? He just tuned in.
Tim.
Christopher Roger just tuned in. What's going on?
Lisa.
William says they get driver license and automatically receive good credit with no credit. Brent says most of those people that say we need to speak English and go back to your country, they're the ones who haven't done much for anything in this country. I'm in the military 22 years and I did recruiting, and like your boy Santiago, the majority of that who really serve in this country are minorities. And I agree with you because I'm not from here, and I took a break in service, and I have 13 years in the military. Me and Brent joined the military at the same exact time. And we're not from here, and the majority of people who are in the military are not Americans, But I want to go to some pictures real quick. LA, what's the next picture? I can't really see what it says, but dear racist, it's saying that that
Your car is Japanese, your beer is German, your watch is Sweden, your fashion is French, your clothing is Chinese, your radio is Korean, your vodka is Russian, and the land where you live is mine.
So who's the racist? Who's he talking to?
Right.
Tell me who he's talking. I want to know
the white
on this show. Who is he?
the white American.
Where is he at?
White America.
Is he your neighbor?
Could be.
No, he's not. He's not your neighbor. Like, it's the people who set this whole thing up
That's what I'm saying, white America.
for their children.
Exactly.
So it's way beyond. It was before when they got here, before they set it up. When they found this island, they had the rules already set up.
A real quick, Antoine Inch,
So-
what's going on, brother? I see you. And listen, shout out to the 848 crew. Antoine has a great series. And, brother, we got to get you on the show. Whenever you're ready, you're more than welcome to come up here and promote the show. I know you're doing a wonderful job with that show. So thanks for tuning in. I definitely appreciate you. Tim, what up? What up? What's the next pictures? LA?
Yeah, I want to say something quick
Sure.
regarding that last picture. You have to understand, when people were coming to America to try and take it over, it was the Spanish, it was the French, it was the English. They were all vying to take it over.
That's right.
Okay?
Yes.
And the Spanish took everything from Mexico down.
That's right.
And they wiped out the Incas, the Mayans. They wiped out everybody. So sometimes you got to say, oh, the white people took America. But you know what? The Spanish people took half of America too.
Spain.
So, yeah, Spain.
That's right.
Yeah.
So everybody was trying to conquest and take it over.
Yeah.
But technically, if it worked out different, we could always speak in Spanish. And then we'd say, oh, well, the Spanish people
There you
took
go.
over everything.
There you go.
Somebody took it over.
Somebody had to take
Somebody
care.
was going to take it over.
Yep.
People have been fighting for land since the beginning of time, and they will always fight for land.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So just like we can't get it twisted. Like white
Absolutely.
America took white America, you know, took
No,
America.
I'm with you.
The Spanish, they wanted it all. They wanted it too. Okay? And,
with
and
you.
the English,
Well
whatever,
said.
beat them to it. And the Spanish took from Mexico down. They destroyed every Indian from the Mexican border down. They wiped out civilization, disease, everything. They totally wiped it out, and they took it over. And that's why they speak Spanish from Mexico down.
Straight down. That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying? So we got to understand that too.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So just a quick little point. People to
Thanks for that.
What's the next picture, LA? How do black votes matter to a country where black lives don't matter? What's the next picture? Oh, so a white person, oh my God, you're so exotic. What are you? And she's being sarcastic. She says, I'm a hoe. It's not
dang.
funny, but she's being very, very sarcastic. You know? What's the next picture? So, okay, so this right here. So this happened, I believe it's in the South, where a young lady was accused of stealing hair and stuff out of his store. He actually beat her up. So the brother in the back, he is the owner of some hair products that said he will no longer have his products in his store, and I think they're going to shut that store down. You know, I think that I'm not sure where exactly that store is, but I believe it's somewhere down
I
south.
think I've seen the video of that.
Yeah, he beat that girl up.
Yeah.
So
I didn't see the video.
and I think, especially with Black America, I think that, and one of the challenges of Black America is that Black America doesn't have any ownership. And one of the things, when you go to Washington Heights, the Dominicans, what do? They support each other. You go to Little Italy, this community supports each other. You go to Chinatown, every other race.
It takes time, though.
Right.
It doesn't happen overnight. So there's a lot of young entrepreneurs now with the chances of being able to set up their own stores on Instagram and on social media, and they're getting to learn the business system and learn to invest in yourself.
That's right.
Bet on yourself. It's all a confidence thing. So if you have these kids and their parents on welfare and all this stuff, some of the kids don't have the confidence. They're fearful, and that's what stops them from going into places or stepping out there, standing in front of a group of people and expressing themselves as they should, because they put the fear in you. So the fear is what hesitates people. So you have to go through the experience. That's why parents are supposed to expose their kids as much stuff as possible so they could build the confidence of the child for them to make it happen. I see so many kids take all these pictures with all these athletes and celebrities all the time, and they get them on the court and all this stuff because the white kids, because it builds their self-esteem, so when they're adults and later in life, they can focus on other things that really matter.
Yeah.
Instead of us trying to do that today. Like I see people now still trying to do the bottle popping. You know how long they've been bottle popping, but they have to go through the cycle. You gotta go through it. I could sit here until I'm blue in my face and be like, yo, don't do it. But they just have to do it. You go through the car phase. You go through all these phases, and you have to go through it. I see it all the time, and I'm actually watching it.
Alvin said something at the beginning of the show where it's happened to every
Race.
group of people that came here.
That's right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like the only people who didn't have it were the English. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Because they were here.
'Cause
But you know, the Irish and the Italian, when they first came here, they were treated like crap
Big time.
too.
But you
My
fight through it.
my grandfather came here. He ended up in Louisiana. He ended up picking cotton. You know, 'cause he couldn't get certain jobs, and he was discriminated. But it's like each group that comes here, it's like they got to get pushed around.
You got to.
and then they got to learn to toughen up and prove
got to.
themselves, and then
It's
it goes on
called
to the next
initiation.
one. You know, and it just keeps going on and on.
No,
You're live with Alvin After Dark. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, does it make you a racist to hate your own people?
yeah.
Does
Well-
it make you a racist to hate your own kind?
Well, turn your computer down in the back. Well, technically,
He has a point. He's trying to go.
yeah, I know.
Too, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
driving home. Let him drive.
Yeah,
Let's see
yeah,
what
go
he
ahead. I'm sorry.
Does it make you a racist to hate your own people?
Are you asking a question or are you asking a rhetorical question?
Yeah.
I'm asking you a question. Does it make you a racist to hate your own people? I know your show is about racism. Is it only because the other people, or is it your own kind as well?
Own kind as well.
It's your own kind as well.
I faced it in my own family, beloved. I was the black sheep in my family. I was the one they was always like, I couldn't get any of the girls. Nobody wanted to hang out with me. They all called me Blackie. So all of this growing up as a kid toughened me up because resistance.
What are you?
Yeah. I'm Haitian.
So are you the blackest one in your family?
Yes. Well, growing up in the 80s, yeah, I was the blackest one in my family. There was all light skin. And I was the blackest one. They all call me Blackie. Still, all we see is your teeth. You know, all we see is your eyes. Growing up as a kid, ate me up inside.
But you know, so funny.
Yeah.
The word racist means a person who shows or feels discrimination or prejudice against people of other races, who or believes that a particular race is superior to another. So
That's
color?
why I asked if it's are you a racist against your own kind?
Yes.
so
I think it doesn't matter what the dictionary says. I think
Yeah.
yes, I do. I think if you're racist against your own kind, then yeah.
Yeah, you are, because you would say
I
you
think that
make
we all
comments on
have a
color.
little bit of discriminatory attitude sometimes.
No,
I
there's a
think
difference.
it could be just something simple. It doesn't have to be something mean. Like, for instance, the way that I feel when somebody comes to my job and has all these things and they get to, live for free. I look at them like, damn, like I was born and raised here. How do you come from wherever you come from and all these things are given to you?
But you
So
don't-
I think all of us have some type of issue with either your own race, because there's been people that have come in that are Spanish that I'm looking at them like, really? I think that it just
I think people
it
with
depends
that,
on how you take it. Depends on what you do with it. You know what I mean? If you're mean and you're, making racial slurs, or you're, going out of your way to bully someone because they're black or because they don't look like you, then yeah, that becomes a problem. But I think each and every one of us, because of society, has a little bit of that in them. And sometimes, like I said, I'm guilty of it and I feel bad. So you mean to tell me that you've never looked at someone like,
No.
Okay, well,
no,
then
no.
I guess you're
'Cause
better than a lot of people.
No. The reason why I say that is because like the veil's been lifted for me. It's like when you see, like back in the day, I used to see how a white person and a black couple, a white couple and a black lady could go down. I was like, don't they see? Don't they know they're not supposed to? This is when I was little. I was like,
Right.
they're not
It was
supposed
taboo back then.
But as I learned and got my education on it, I realized they are in a happy place in their life. They probably don't even watch TV. They probably don't have any media. They're probably just in love with themselves and moving on and not being forced, the media and being forced on what's going on, to being brainwashed to think there's a problem with that. Like with all the cops killing all the black guys at one point, right? When it was all hot and heated. I actually went outside and I saw the cop. I'm like, wow, just the temperature of it going up. It just felt like the tension was just there. The cop wasn't going to come at me. I got PBA cards. I got this and I got that. But I felt the tension. That's based off the TV. You got somebody, you're in the gym. You feel the lady looking at you. You wonder if she's looking at you because she thinks like you look like the black dude that just got shot, or she's just looking at you like, yo, I just saw your
Right,
picture
but
on
this- but
Instagram
my
because she
point-
follows me.
Right, okay,
I don't know which one it is, but
but-
the tension makes me feel
But my
like.
point is, does that make you a bad person because you feel like that? It's something that's
Who,
sometimes.
that I feel like that, or I think that the person, because it's all a mind game. That's what I said.
No,
That's the
does
whole
it
point
make
of
that
them doing
person
it.
a bad person for maybe looking at you and saying, "Damn, is that the guy that was on TV?"
Or is that the guy on Instagram and I follow you? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
But
We
what
don't
I'm
really
saying
know
is,
what it
if
is.
that person did feel that way, the first example, does that make her a bad person by saying, "Damn"?
No, because it's put it on TV and she's brainwashed
Right,
whatever she sees
exactly.
on
Yo, did you
TV.
forget about the caller that's on the phone?
I'm
Nah, go
sorry.
ahead. We did kind of. Go ahead, go, shoot. Talk to
The
us.
reason why I asked that question because you get a lot of brothers and you get a lot of people that always use the N-word amongst themselves. Does that make them racist, or that just makes them expressing themselves? How do you feel about that?
I think for the most part, people that say "What up, my nigga," is using it as a form of endearment with each other. It's funny because I had a video that I gave L.A., but we couldn't play it. It didn't load. But a teacher called a student a nigga, and it wasn't funny, but it was funny because he sat there trying to justify nigga and nigger, and it was, I think, Ludacris and Snoop Dogg that saw the video that could not believe this actual educator who's educating these students was trying to differentiate between Nigger or Nigga.
So now what? Now what is this gentleman? When was he
but
born?
is there really a difference? Because
no
you could
difference.
say Niggah, like,
But
my
I
nigga,
think
like,
I think that
get
when
what
people use it, it's amongst each other. It's a form of endearment. Is it right? No.
no, so don't use it. If it's not a form of endearment, if you don't think it's right, you shouldn't use it.
That's right. That's my point.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, if you don't think
Oh,
it's
Just like
Yeah,
when
I think-
women,
Yeah, man.
and maybe the young lady, she might relate to it, she may not, but when a lot of women call each other, yo, shut up, bitch, my bitch, and this bitch, and that, y'all don't want to hear that. That's not a form of endearment.
It
That's
isn't. You're right.
disrespect.
It
Don't
We
isn't.
don't
do
we
it.
don't use it in
It-
our
it-
circle.
No, we don't
We
call
talk
each
If
other
you don't want the
blue,
white
you know.
man saying it to you, don't say it to each other.
I agree
You're
with
right.
you.
You're right.
I
We don't. I don't relate to that because
No.
we don't associate with each other saying my bitch or what's up, bitch. I mean, if somebody calls me a bitch, it might be those might be some fighting words. You know what I mean? We don't disrespect each other, especially we're moms and we don't want to do that in front of our kids. I don't I don't go up to somebody and say, "What's up, my nigga?" Like
This is the whole
I don't do
thing.
that either.
Once the word, and it's any slang word, once the word is left out the culture and they start using it, the other people start using it. So like bling bling, when bling bling was just in the hip hop culture using it, and then they start going on social media and it becomes a corporate word, bling bling. Now it's not cool. So then yes, I agree. That's when you stop using the word. We was using the word. It was like they was using it in house, and then it got out of house, and,
And
it was
everybody
used,
thought it was okay.
and it's used differently now. And so now I think that you know what, it's not cool to use anymore. Now you flip it and use another word. That's the whole point of talking slang and using that word for words that you could speak amongst yourselves.
But let me ask you a question. What does in-house mean? Like, I don't understand that term, in-house.
I mean, like hip hop. So like hip hop is like guap. So you use the word guap, and it starts bubbling slowly. Then it gets out, and then it gets all over. I'm just saying slang words. Period. It's not any type of word. So in house, you guys may have a word on your block, and then once it gets all the way out there, it's not cool. Then you move on with the word. I look at it as being a fad. They sold it. They put it in all the music. It's brainwashing the kids. They keep
is.
repeating it. So once you
So
keep
is the B
repeating
word.
it in your head, it becomes something. So that's what it does. So it's actually the music that does it to these kids. I got these kids now that listen to the with the hooks, just with the hooks with the rappers, and that's all they repeat. And there's no like inspirational in this music. That's why all these kids are like dead walking or sleepwalking, because they're only listening to beats and they're just like going with the flow, they're not listening to no lyrics. You know what I mean? We were blessed to have Pac. We were blessed to have Biggie, Jay. We were blessed to have those Tribe Called Quest. Like these guys,
Nas.
De La Soul. Like these guys, like, Self-Destruction, Love Music, Lionel Richie,
Yeah,
because of
music
my
that had
older sister.
meaning.
So we
Of
had music that
course.
had meaning and inspiration. And so now we're raising kids straight off the rap music. My friends always used to say, like, yo, you gonna play rap music in the car and have Kaysen, that's my son's name, have him just listening to all this rap music all the time in the back of the car. So I don't do that. I play like other stuff in the
My
car.
son loves him some 80s.
Topics,
Yeah,
good
but
music.
you also have to understand that a lot of the consumers now buying the rap music are these little white kids.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's okay for them
Trying
to
to be
hear that.
gangsta.
So when they hear it,
They say
or
it.
when you say it's okay for the rappers to say it, and then the white kids hear
Well,
it,
they
feel like it's okay for them to say
Well,
it.
they're the one who pays and put the music out, so it's their children. They know what they're doing. They just want to sell records. So that's why I
Yeah,
said it's
but
not a white or
that-
black thing anymore. It's just a numbers game. It's just people. How many people are going to buy my product? I don't care what it is. I don't care if they wild out.
Who it is.
Let's make it, let's sell it, and go on to the next. It's about producing and consuming. And too many of us are just consuming too much bullshit. We need to start producing and start putting our own stuff out there, and we mess with what we like.
Yeah,
and we,
but then you're going to interfere with what's selling, and you don't want to interfere with that.
What do you mean? Yes, I do. I want to get in. I'm trying to get in the
So
game and what's selling.
If
Because I'm
you stop the violence and the N-word from selling, then you're not gonna make any money.
Exactly, and the kids don't. They want to hear it. They want to hear all that stuff.
No. They don't want it.
They're,
You
but
put
they're the
what you
ones
want
who
them to
make
hear.
the younger generations are the ones who are making the music, and they're the ones who are buying the music, and
'Cause-
they dictate what gets out
It
there
is
right
true.
now. And that's why when you have a hip hop artist who tries to come old school with the boom bat and the real lyrics, nobody
Nobody
wants to
wanna hear
hear
that.
it. It
Well-
doesn't sell. These
well,
kids don't want any
It's
part of it.
Jay-Z made it sellable. Jay-Z made it sellable. He spoke the language of the people, still giving you information about how to move and how to be smart, how to enlighten yourself, and still taking that down all the way to the street level, to the range, all the way up to the corporate level. It's for us
let me
to
ask
be
you a
guardians
question. What-
and dictate, and not dictate, but guide our children the right way. People are not guiding their
It's too
children.
late for that. It's too late.
It's
for
never
that.
too
Caller,
late.
what are you gonna
beloved.
say?
late.
You just know
It's
it's not
too
because you
late.
start. No, you don't, because you talk to
No.
kids. You get a
Nah.
younger generation, and you build up from children on up. Is it too
It is-
old for
it is
30-year-olds, 20-year-olds? Yeah, but
It's too late. Once you
Never
start
too
pushing
late.
it's not. Once you start pushing the envelope and look at TV, look at movies, look at video games.
agree.
You
It
can't
is.
stop
It's
it.
not too
do you
late,
mean you
but
can't
it's
stop
hard.
it?
You
You
can't
gotta-
stop
It's
it.
not that
Yeah,
it's too
but-
late. It's hard because even if you're not playing that, when your kid is watching a program or when your kid is walking to school or walking home from school, there's somebody playing it in their car, or you're driving and there's somebody next to you playing it, or even in conversations. Like I've been to places where, we're sitting down in a doctor's office and you got somebody on the phone, yo, my nigga, blah, 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 and my son is right there with no consideration that my 8-year-old possibly doesn't even know, or he definitely doesn't know, but doesn't know what those things mean. So it is very difficult. Is it too late? It's tough.
It's got to change from the younger generation. You can't. talk
That's
to these
what I'm
kids.
trying to
It's
tell
so-
you.
Well,
that's
let me
what I'm-
let me
That's what
ask
I'm
the
trying to
question.
tell
Let
you.
me ask the question. Why is it that we're the only race, speaking of black people, that use the N-word amongst each other, but other nationalities like reggae music and salsa music, merengue, and on, they don't discriminate against their own. They don't use racial slurs against their own kind when they put their music out.
I don't.
Why do we always have to say the N-word when
I mean, you're right. You
the
don't hear
Latin
any
people,
songs
they're
saying
not
spick
speaking
or
about
anything like
sticks,
that.
sticks, and
Because their music
No,
is
you're
the
right.
love.
Jamaicans aren't speaking about whatever they call themselves, Batiman or whatever it is, but
But they doing
Like,
that one, yeah. They
why
do
are we the
that.
only race that does that?
Well,
That's a big question. That's
It's a
a
good
whole
question.
nother show.
And I
That
always
is a good
say,
question.
No, that's a show about racism. That's what we're trying to get to the bottom of.
No,
Like,
but I'm saying the fact that
We're-
why is it that, like within black people, they feel like it's okay to call each other the N-word and things like that. That's a big, that's a
and I
big
always say,
question.
what would
yeah,
Martin
but it's not
Luther
even
King?
only the black people. The Spanish does it. The West Indians does it.
Right, but it's like
You know,
what
the
you
Like, I'm
white
from
said.
do
West-
it.
I'm from
Like,
Westchester,
we all
right?
do it.
But it's like what you said.
This-
Once it becomes in-house, then it goes to the street, and then everybody thinks it's okay. That's exactly what he's saying.
Like the
It's
rappers-
not okay, but that's what
Wake up.
happens.
the rappers say it, and they get it out there, and they listen to the songs, and they repeat it. There's white kids that repeat it. There's white kid that will talk to me and be like, "Yo, my," and I know he's getting it straight from the song. And then sometimes they just want to say it just once.
say it.
It's just to say it, just to be like to
Yeah.
feel a part of it. Like I want to feel it. I want to experience this. I want to like. That's how they do.
Well,
like,
listen, as
so-
moms with sons, and she has a son too. I'm trying to shelter him from that. It's tough though. It is hard.
No, you just gotta. It's not sheltering. It's educating.
Caller, before we go, what do you want to say? Caller, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still. Like I said, I just want to know why. Like, it's okay for us to say it amongst each other and accept it, but when someone else says it,
It's
we feel
unacceptable.
offended by
That's
it.
everybody's question.
Yeah, that's everyone's question.
Like, yeah, that I don't get that.
We don't either. I definitely
I don't
don't.
think-
Yeah, I definitely don't understand it either. I really don't.
Like, like I said, other races don't do that.
No, because
I
if
mean,
somebody called
you
me
hear
a
a
spick
few
and
in
they're Puerto
L.A.
Rican, I'd be
and no
upset.
offense to L.A. L.A. Big shout out to the producer L.A. That's my
Hey.
man.
What's good? No, I agree
He might
100%.
call, he might say
Him.
dude
I
to
know
his
that.
man, yo, what up, dude, or something like that. But
I would never be
They're
like,
not-
yo, what up, my cracker?
what I'm saying? You're not saying that.
No, we wouldn't do
showing
that.
A different
honest-
way about it.
And
right?
I hate that word. I hate the N word. I hate the bitch word. I hate
going
that.
in over there. You see
I
all
grew
that?
up when those were negative, and to hear that thrown around as a term of endearment, I think it's
I don't
ridiculous.
think that's a term of endearment.
I
Term of
hate
endearment
that
to me is
shit.
baby, honey, love, sweetie, beautiful, and some. Not the N word. Like who thought that was a term of endearment?
Well, that's the '90s rappers
You're
started
right.
that.
No, you're
That's
right.
Who,
They
you
say
know,
it like any-
Busta
like nothing.
Rhymes and those guys. They're the ones who started it.
Yeah, but they
I,
didn't
my son has
realize.
never
They
said
accepted
it.
it, and they
I'm waiting
continue
for the
to do
day to
it.
have
And
to
it got
explain
worse and
differently.
worse and worse, and
They
now
they
we have
continue
every
to do
kid,
it.
Mike,
including
that's funny.
white
He
kids,
does.
Spanish kids, and they're all using it.
But now
And it's disgusting.
but now it's spilled onto them, into that community.
And
So they
I
have
just
to
said,
deal with it too
I
now.
was just about to say before, it's just like I think back and I say to myself, man, what would Martin Luther King be saying right now, hearing that
He'd
language?
be ashamed.
Oh
He's
my
turning in his
God.
grave.
He's turning in his grave.
It's just, where did all, I don't know. It just kills me.
Leadership.
what it is.
There's a lack of
Definitely
Lack of
leadership,
leadership.
and there's a lack of accountability for what is going on. Sometimes people want to make that money and not, but everything has changed. So the whole, I don't know if you know, but the whole vibe is changed. Like
Yes.
now, you have to be of value of service if you're selling anything. There's no more just going to a random shop now. There's a lot of independent people coming with stuff. You have Netflix, you have YouTube shows on YouTube. You have so many ways of people finally coming to realize they can help themselves. You know what I mean? And by meaning help themselves is starting their own business and raising.
I'm a product of that.
And making that happen.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then guess what? If you have children, you don't look at the business like, yo, it's gonna pop off today. You start the business now. It's like a tree. You better start today, whatever you plan on doing, what you're dreaming about. So 10 years from now, you
Yeah.
got that big tree, and then you give that money back to the community. So people, I got this group of kids over there. They started over, they're doing their own little YTL football program. Everybody's getting in the business. Everybody's being in charge of something, running something, and be able to see on the other side. You have to start a business to be able to see on the other side what's going on and what to search for. If you don't do that and you continue to work for people, you're not gonna have the perspective to see. I started my own business. I rocked out. I teamed up with my boy who was a boss or owner, and then now I know his perspective. I know what's on the other side. I know what could piss you off as an owner, as far as somebody messing up the money, people not coming in on time and focusing. Like, you see it from a total different perspective and life. I think if people saw more life as a business, I think they could see more on and understand more of how this world works and
Patrick
what's
is
going on.
passionate today. I
You know,
love it.
I've been
love
very
it.
quiet because Patrick was talking a lot.
Oh, Patrick, look, it says
Hey,
here.
caller, you can stay on the line if you want.
It
We're gonna
says
keep
here-
going
look.
10 more minutes or so.
William Wan says
Oh,
Not too
minorities
much.
just
Yeah, I'm
don't
still on the line.
Late night.
minorities just don't support each other's fashion lines anymore. It's you know what, minorities, we
They're
don't
learning.
support each other.
We're learning.
We
We're
don't
learning.
support each
I'm
other.
gonna read these real quick
It's
before
hard.
we get out of here.
It's hard to break the cycle.
It all depends on delivery and tone of conversation. Britt Mitchell says, so, okay, that's I'm going to read that. But Dana Massey's watching. I want to look at a couple pictures before we get out of here. What's the next picture, LA? The next one, to the far right. Oh, wait, there you go. So that right there is a picture of a brother talking to his sister saying, hey, what's going on? And she's like, why? But his thing is, if I ask a white girl, she's quick to jump into the room and say, hey, my name is Megan, how you doing? And that's been also a big problem with
About angry.
about amongst black men, saying that, one of the reasons why I don't talk to, and the caller was saying, discrimination against us. And that's a part of discrimination against us as well. Why are we so quick to not say hello to the brother, but, white person is? What's the next one to the bottom? So this is actually very interesting. I read this online. A KKK member's son son had a dream and saw that Jesus was black, and when woke up, the kid was near death. And he said when he woke up, he had, I think, 3 minutes of being dead, supposedly dead or whatever. And he said that all the angels, as you can see, were niggers.
And Jesus,
And Jesus was also black as well. What's the next one?
he must have been really accepted
Yeah.
after that.
So right here, this girl was charged with drug paraphernalia and drug trafficking. But guess who her father is? Her father is a DEA agent. So because of white privilege, she only got a smack on the wrist.
Do you really think it was white privilege? Do you think if it was a black girl and her father had the same job, that the same thing wouldn't have happened?
I think if she was a black girl, she went to jail.
No.
You don't think so?
I think that
No,
this
I
is
agree.
completely different.
If her father was a powerful person,
I think
it's,
if her
it's
father-
about power. when
It
you
is
do
about
that.
power. Mhm.
What's the next picture, LA?
But if her father was a powerful person, she would have went to jail, and then later on they would have realized who she was, and then they would have released her.
So you're
Yeah.
saying they would have
Right
asked
off the bat,
questions
she would have
later?
been locked up.
They
Yeah.
would have asked questions later, locked her up first, as opposed to the white girl that they asked questions first?
Exactly. I think most people don't realize this right here. When we say slavery was long ago, and people say get over it, people fail to realize that. Remember, it just slavery was technically all the way up until 265 years. Segregation was 99 years. It wasn't until 1960s where it kind of technically stopped, and we didn't stop. So people don't realize that scale is even though it's 2017. Remember, segregation was just in the 1960s, end of the 1950s.
I mean, you couldn't marry another person outside your race.
No,
at a
not back in the
certain-
day,
Not back
uh-huh.
in the day. So
You know?
that was
What's the
very
next picture,
recent,
LA?
too.
Wait, so Samantha has a really good comment saying, who decided to call it race? We all are human. We should not be racing between one another to see who wins. We should come together and unite. It's a very good point.
So check this out. Hue is a color,
Mm-hmm.
right? So hue is Jesus. So human. So now that's knowledge, right?
I
So
love
all they're
it.
talking about is hue of the color of the rainbow. That's why the color of the rainbow. We're all different colors. We all red, yellow, blue, white. So we're just human. So just a color of knowledge, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're all just all reflection of light. So people of each other light. That's why I feel like so people get caught up with not understanding the terms and the definitions of these words to understand
That's what she's saying.
people are talking about. She's right, because once we know that, we would all unite and just be one. If we did an activity right now, turned off the lights, right, and we just did an activity, and then you just
Alvin's
went off
brain is
people's.
racing.
He's like,
You just
"Turn
went
the
off
lights."
people's. You turn off the lights, and you just went off people's personalities on the inside, like basically how
wouldn't
they
see
treat
color.
you. You wouldn't see color.
But at the end
how
of the
many
day,
of us will be with the right people?
Exactly. We spoke about this in the way. At the end of the day, I don't like to talk about it because I'm very naive or immature. Not immature. I don't like to talk about it. But when we die, we're all going to end up the same.
That's right.
It's not like I'm going to die different because I'm white and you're black. You know what I mean?
That's
We're all
right.
going to die differently. We're all going to either get buried or cremated. Maybe some people might have bigger funerals than others. Maybe some. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we all bleed the same, and we're all going to die the same.
That's right.
So it doesn't matter to me whether you're white or black because at the end of the day,
You're up.
That's right. So listen, we want to
Yeah, and I agree with her because we all like to believe that we all bleed the same color, and at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we're all one. But while
we live
we're
happily
here
ever
and
after
while
too,
life
right?
is going on,
it's
we
not
have to
reality.
accept
People don't see it
reality
that way. I get it.
We're all different.
Once again, if you're just tuning in, thanks again for tuning in. You're watching Alvin After Dark live every Tuesday on Facebook Live. LA, we won't do the commercial this evening, but before we leave, I want to reintroduce Madeline. Before we leave, call us on the line, please. Madeline, hey, I want you to introduce yourself again and where they can find your products.
They can find the jewelry, body jewelry, on Instagram at Love Jews Boutique.
Okay, you want and what's your Instagram? Are you on Instagram? That's your Instagram?
Yes.
And your private Instagram? No. Okay, no. You have an email?
Yes.
What's your email?
LoveJewsBoutique at yahoo.com.
Okay. LA, anything before we leave?
No, I'm good, man. Good show.
We had a late night.
Kimberly, anything for the people before we leave?
I just want you to know that even though I had a guilty moment.
You have to call her?
Caller, what? What did he say?
I didn't hear him. Caller, what'd you
He
say?
made a joke. I want to hear it.
I said, no, I was saying that you were saying goodnight, but you didn't have to call if he had any last words. You know?
Okay, wait,
no.
how many you? Caller. I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna make it quick. Have a good night. Thank you as always, Alvin. This was a really good topic. We got a lot of feedback, so I want to thank. I'm gonna thank the callers. Yeah, I know who it is. And I want to thank everybody that
Who
spoke.
it is.
I know. I want to thank everyone that, spoke, that shared, and make sure you tune in because, we talk about a lot of important things. It's not always about relationships and, love and stuff like that. We do talk about important things. And this was something that I think is extremely important. I mean, I don't know if we solved what we needed to solve
No, we
answering
didn't.
the question, but I think there was a lot of good
We
feedback
opened
and a
it up,
lot of
though.
good opinions, and the feed was going crazy. So good show, good job.
Caller.
Caller.
Anything for the people before we leave?
Listen, I just want to say, nice seeing you, Edie. I mean, me and you, we good people. Kimberly, good seeing you. I'm glad
you
you're back on the show.
too.
What's going
Madeline,
on?
nice
Somebody
seeing
else
you.
is
Hope to
calling.
See you soon. I'm sorry I didn't get to tune in earlier to see what your products were, but
They're beautiful.
where
Go to
me
her
and you, we
Instagram.
hang out.
That's Tim.
We're gonna see
But,
you.
Tim, idiot, I mean, as soon as I hear that, I know
You
who
know who
calling.
it is.
Follow me on Instagram.
Yo, we got the party.
You know what it is, baby.
Yo, shout out,
I
yo.
love everybody on the show.
Yo,
Thank
make sure you
you.
come to the
I'm glad you brought this up, man. It was a good show. It was a good topic.
Well, it was
Again,
your
I'm sorry
idea, so I
phone
made
didn't
sure I
kinda
ran
late.
with it.
And my go.
Yeah, y'all go.
Go ahead, boo boo.
All right. So for you to be beautiful, you have to be you to the fullest.
Yo,
all
tonight
right.
he is
So I
on
just
a
need
roll.
y'all to just keep that in
He
mind.
took his hat off.
And yeah, I took my hat off with that statement. Good night.
We love you, boo.
But once again, listen, we are live every single Tuesday night at 11 p.m. We discuss entertainment, fashion, health, relationships, sports, racism.
Apparently everything.
Every single thing. And I want to give a shout out to my
Meat
bro
and
on the
potatoes.
phone. In fact, the meat and potatoes, I want to give a shout out to my bro on the phone, Tim, because he told me, he said, Alvin, talk about racism. And I said, I'm definitely going to do it. And even though we can get to cover everything, I'm happy with a chance to actually cover it. Shout out to Body Aqua, who is our definitely our big corporate
Yes.
sponsor. Being me, who's to my right, and his hats. And also, I want to say one thing: how you change the world is you change the world by one act of random kindness at a time. That is how you change the world. And remember, the good Lord don't put you through nothing you can't handle. It's all how you can handle it. So we want to thank you for tuning in. And we are out. We're gonna see you next Tuesday. Peace
Christina,
out.
shout me out. Peace, Christina. Love you too.
Bye.
Amy, rest in peace.
Peace.
Jennifer,
Peace.
holla at your boy.
Hydration is key. And when it comes to body water, here's why. It has inositol in it, which is good for your brain. Has niacinamide in it, which is excellent for your circulation. And just the water itself is excellent for your internal organs and your joints. It has 7 grams of carbs, which is excellent for your energy source while you're working out. And it has each and every B vitamin that you need to remain energetic. Body Aqua. Be bold, be brave, and be only daring to yourself.